Welcome back, 1016, 100 years ago, radio programs.
What's going on?
You know what I'm starting to realize?
What?
So, and I'm not being funny about this, because sometimes I think I'm too in my head sometimes, like I'm too CJ, and I don't realize that, and I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way because I know I'm going to get the other side of this too, is I don't realize how many people watch the show.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
like I'll say things and I'll get hammered for them. Like people call the office and they'll call my line because something the guest will say, and it makes sense. Like I'm not faulting them, but I don't want to say this and then get lambasted by it and a bunch of voicemails that are left in my my phone. I just want to preface by saying, you know, I was in radio for 6 years. I did it with the best personalities in the region, for sure, the best personalities. But it's a tough business right now.
Yeah.
Because the audience is gone, and the audience that's left is very snotty. I am on Facebook, and I see people literally complaining about the damn radio broadcasts. Like, there's a TV. Turn on the TV. Well, I was watching this listening to this football game, and these commercials are terrible. Like, what are you talking about? Have you ever watched TV and just went on Facebook and go, I am really getting sick and tired of these 15 seconds. It's just like it's getting very snotty, where it's got to be, it's that prestigious of an audience. You know what I'm saying?
You have a very clear view of what you want.
I like that you're staying down the middle on this just so you don't get lamb. I put myself on a damn ledge today, and I am going to get smoked when I go upstairs. But, it's one of those things I just noticed.
Yeah. Well, it's hard too because, like, I don't think about people watching. I mean, we just like chat about things, right? And then I look at the number of views, and I'm so flattered. I'm like, it makes me feel really good that people care enough to listen to what we're saying.
We're in a luxury thing because we got the views, but we also have enough people to where like the complaints don't outweigh the good. But in radio right now, the audiences are really getting picky about what they want to listen to, and it's amazing. I mean, it's truly amazing.
That's interesting, too, because I guess you would have a more, like, if people are watching your show, they are tuning in to watch your show.
God.
And if people are listening to the radio, they may not have, like, chosen that specific...
That's what would have killed me. That supersonic, high-pitched little headphone feedback.
Would have been done.
If I would have had those both on right then and there, I think that would have shocked my brain.
I would have had to leave if that happened. No, I'm serious.
Oh
Not
my
if you
God.
died. I would have gotten you help.
That was a flashbang.
But that kind of noise is very difficult for me.
Oh, wow. Did you see this? United Healthcare CEO was shot dead.
What?
Yeah, outside of his hotel, there's a manhunt underway.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, what is going on here? United Way Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot in the chest on Wednesday morning. This morning, breaking news. A manhunt is underway. The suspect remains at large. This is pretty big stuff. The CEO of United Healthcare was fatally shot.
Where did he live?
Midtown Manhattan, in the Hilton Hotel.
Wow.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. Manhunt underway in New York today. So radio programs. Gosh, you're always on when there's something wild going on.
I know. We've had several breaking news things that are like really horrific, and then it's like, let's talk about some goldfish.
I always put you under some very strenuous guidelines. It's like, the most serious news story. All right, let's talk about puppets.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like how life is, though. It's really traumatic, and they're always really difficult things, and they're also really weird and random things too. Yeah. I mean, wow.
Yeah. So, with that being said,
yes,
you wrote about radio programs.
I did.
It started off with a tangent of me, if you guys are just tuning in, talking about how snotty some of the radio audiences are getting.
Yeah, you want to bring that back up just in case anyone didn't hear it before.
No. And then breaking news also followed in this conversation of the CEO of United Healthcare being shot dead in front of his Hilton Hotel room. And then now we're going to get back into the conversation. But radio programs really were different, like on Sirius.
Yeah.
XM, have you listened to that channel?
Not in a long
Like,
time.
honestly, I don't listen to radio unless it's Sirius XM.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Unless it's 102.5, like during now, like I'll listen to it. But they have a Christmas. They have Christmas classics, but they also have gold. It's called Golden Radio or something, and it's all the old radio programs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they're fun.
One of the things that I found so interesting, and it was, kind of something I sort of knew about, but the radio programs in the beginning, and this was 1924, it wasn't a radio program the way we think of now, where they're like in a studio and having that sort of enclosed set. I mean, these were performances being done on stage.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they were recording a performance that is also something that you could watch live.
Yeah.
So, so with this radio program, it was all the things that were happening at 7 p.m. on Monday, November 24th for Thanksgiving. This was special Thanksgiving week programming. This was the year that KSD, which was the broadcast station for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and so this is their first year, so big Thanksgiving week program. It was recorded at the Missouri Theater, broadcast from the Missouri Theater. So not even just recorded, it was just, they were broadcasting what was happening on stage at the Missouri Theater.
So what that radio station is today?
What is it?
Because I know whenever you said KSD exactly who it was.
Okay.
The Big 550, KTRS. That's what it is.
I wonder how, when it became...
I will tell you.
Okay.
I will absolutely tell you the timeline of events for the Big 550. So it's 102 years old. It was KSD from 1922 to 1983, KUSA from 1983 to 1993. It switched back to KSD from 93 to 97, and then, went back to... 97 to 2001, and then 2005 went back to the KSD. So there you go.
Oh, and you're right. It was 1922 that it started. It wasn't 1924.
KSD,
it was March of 1922.
KUSA, and then KSD until 97, and now it's just KTRS. So there you go.
There you go.
I knew
the
it.
Story.
Well, whenever you said that, I'm like, I know we did you remember silly promos this in radio, and I remember one that we did with Calvin Coolidge like 100 years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So anyway, there you go. There's the tie into...
little extra that you didn't get in the article. That's why you got to tune into this, too.
Yeah, that's right. Alrighty, so what was hitting?
Yes, okay, so there was a whole list of what was happening during this program, and so I tried to look at each thing and give a little bit more information. So it started with an organ solo with Milton Slosser, and then Dreamer of Dreams, well, I think Dreamer of Dreams was the song, so it was... This was a little bit confusing because there was also a vocal duet. So it talks about an organ solo and the vocal duet. So I'm assuming he was playing the organ and then they came in with the singing, but I'm not entirely sure. And then I found, and some of it was just me trying to figure out what things meant, like solo. But I found sheet music that actually had a picture of the organist on the front for that song. So there's a picture of that on the article, and it shows the organ there too. So it was a Wurlitzer organ, which is the type of organ they used in for silent movies and stuff. It has more things it can play than just a regular organ. And go ahead.
Well, I just think these programs were interesting too, because I always like the dramas. You could actually listen to a for real movie or a TV show, and just some of the sounds that they were using, so you have it broken down pretty good in here. The Thanksgiving, the symbol of Thanksgiving, then it was the Thanksgiving Review. But honestly, what I find so fascinating about radio is it really was a precursor for Hollywood, because that's how Foley art really became that big thing, because they were using those sheets for sounds of thunder and all of these things, and it really was cool. It's still cool to listen to.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can listen to it on Sirius. I don't know why I keep promoting Sirius XM. It's my next home.
You're gonna call them for for some advertising money after this.
No, I just put me a CJ Nacello channel. Have you noticed? Well, they have all these weird channels. It's
That's
like
true.
The most
You could get one.
ridiculous stuff. I feel like I should be warranted one at this point. I got like hours of content. I got days worth of content.
You could send them like a reel, and they could just
take my database and dump it in with some spots. You're good to go. Actually, that'd be fun.
I would listen to that.
I'd bring radio back.
Yeah.
I'd bring radio back.
Also, if we're doing radio promos, the only radio station I really listen to is the Lewis and Clark radio station.
Do you really?
I love it.
I got in so much trouble on that radio station. Well, that was back before I thought, how do I get people to listen to a talk show on a college radio station? And I said, be Howard Stern, and I was. Oh, I was. Not the same beliefs I have today, but gosh dang, we got people to tune in and call. So, how long was this broadcast?
I think it was 2 hours, because the next thing that was listed was at 9, but it wasn't as interesting, so I didn't put it on here. But I'm not entirely sure, because one of the things that they had, so they had the Thanksgiving review, the symbol of Thanksgiving, which I couldn't figure anything about at all, and then this Mayflower Sextet performing Thanksgiving in the year 1620, and then there was a ballet. But I looked more into that. These were former Imperial Russian ballet artists, and they would perform at the Missouri Theater before a movie was shown. So they would just do like a dance or two, sometimes really elaborate dances with backup, I don't know if you call them backup dancers, but like a whole ensemble, ballet backup dancers.
Like the 80s backup dancers.
Right, I know. As soon as I said that, I was like, that's not what I mean. Other ballet dancers performing in an ensemble, supporting ballet dancers.
There is nothing worse than seeing an 80s backup dancer. Oh my God. And those neon freaking nylon, whatever the hell they'd wear. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, you could hear them with the swishing.
That's terrible.
That was part of the song.
Or like Gladys Knight, how they always had, like, she had the pips.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they always had some good backup.
They had some
These
good,
were real dancers, though. These were balletists. Is that ballerinas?
Balletists.
I like seeing my terms better, I think. So, so also orchestra and organ music for feature picture Forbidden Paradise.
Right, and that's why I'm not 100% sure if it was only 2 hours, because they were doing the orchestra and organ music for a feature. So I don't know that you could fit all of this into 2 hours, or if it was just that they did, because I think that they were playing the film at the same, they were playing the film all these nights, because I found ads for the film itself. So I think that everything else just had to be short enough, and maybe the feature film was not that long, but it had to be short enough that you could fit this whole thing in just a couple of hours. But yeah, so this was a really cool movie. It's called Forbidden Paradise, and it starred Polish actress Pola Negri, and she was the first European actress to sign a contract with Paramount, which was a huge deal at the time.
That is a huge deal.
And yeah, she seemed like a really interesting character too. She popularized red toenails, like decorative turbans, and fur boots, and she had a pet cheetah that she just walked around in her neighborhood in Los Angeles. So quite the sort of Hollywood style icon at the time.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's crazy, though, just how many people would listen to the radio. How far it reached. And now, when I was still at KTR, it would reach 3 states. I think it went into Indiana, or it was Missouri, Illinois. I'm trying to think about where we cut it off to. It ranged 3 states. It wasn't as big as it was now, or it was then. But you were literally hearing this all throughout at least the eastern portion and Midwest portion of the country.
Well, this is crazy. They actually had articles that featured letters from people. So it started in March 1922. They had letters from people in Canada and all over the country. I found a map that showed some of the places that people were calling in.
No one realizes
writing in, I guess.
Big St. Louis radio was. KSD was huge, but KMOX in the 80s when Jack Carney was on there was huge. When you had all those celebrities calling in and all these things, and now John does a good job over there getting celebrities still, but in the 80s especially, you could not walk without knowing St. Louis radio. It's just crazy what happened to it.
It's kind of interesting because there was such a far reach it kind of reminds me of trains.
Yeah.
You know, like
it really is. Yeah.
There was nothing, and then there was a huge reach, and then now it's kind of a scatter shot. Like there are quality radio stations, there are quality train routes, but you don't have the same sort of kind of network and ability to hear things or to go places that you did when it was really a focus. But yeah, it was incredible. People were really interested in radios at the time. And so not only were they writing in to say what they'd heard, but they would also talk about what kind of radio that they had, the make of it, if they'd built it themselves, what kind of amplifiers it had. It was really interesting. And then there was an article a little bit after this, and I don't remember if after this is 1922 or 1924, but early 20s, when people in Alton were hearing radio broadcasts from Europe for the first time. And so that was really interesting too. So I was looking at like where St. Louis radio was being heard.
It was literally everywhere.
Yeah, and then also where Altonians were hearing radio from.
Yeah, like honestly, one thing I would love to see, just because I've never got to listen to it, would be honestly a documentary on the Jack Carney Show, because that was one of the biggest. Like the Carney Show was huge, and I mean even before that in KSD time in the 40s, there was I forgot the woman's name, but she was a huge star. I mean, people loved listening to her, and then Alton had that one woman that was fantastic, and I don't even know if it was the Z at the time, but Carrie always tells me the story where she'd have to hit the cough button for 3 minutes because she would smoke like a chimney, and she, she would hit this is a cough button. You can't really hear it. Well, button, but she would cough her lung up, and then she'd go back to it. But women in radio were huge in the 20s too. That's another thing that I don't think people realize, that there were men that were broadcasters, but the true stars of the time were a lot of the times women, especially in the 20s and 30s.
Yes, the first host, I guess, on KSD was a woman.
That's what I meant. She was a big star.
And
it was a huge deal.
And apparently at first they didn't have her like introduce herself. She would just talk.
Right.
And then enough people wrote in and were like, who is this person? That then she started introducing herself. But it wasn't that she was the star and everybody tuned in. She built up this sort of reputation, and then people wanted to be able to connect a name with her voice.
That's really what it was, and she became. I mean, it was like a decade almost of dominance. I mean, it's just crazy though how it just all changed. Because now, if you go on Spotify, you don't need. That's why I made an argument in college, and I'm still right to this day, and I hope they're all listening, because I said music radio is dead. It is gone. You are never going to bring it back. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you're on Spotify, guess who talks to you now? Your AI Spotify DJ. That's perfect, and you don't need somebody on a radio station that is. I'm telling you, this thing's amazing. It goes, "Hey CJ, here I thought of this for you today. And on this date a couple of years ago, Elton John did this and this. So here's Rocket Man. And it's like, well, good. I don't need to listen to that snob that is telling me about why his life sucks.
Yeah.
Music, it's a crazy thing that's changed. But guess what they can't change?
What?
The personality and talk show hosts. That's what AI can't touch.
That's true.
But all you music people, count your days. All right, Lacey.
What is become an aggressive show?
No, it's just music. Just music. I have a very, very bitterness towards music radio. But talk radio is where it's at.
Okay.
Talk shows.
Okay.
See, I partnered up with the radio in the end. See how this is a full circle thing? At first I said it's dead, and I said, I'm a fan of talk radio.
Yeah. You built the argument against yourself.
It's the weave.
Essentially.
It's the weave. So with that being said, Lacey, what are you writing about this week?
I'm writing about a spelling test that was, I know, it was a slow news week after Thanksgiving.
That's true. That's good. Welcome to the business.
Yeah, so you'll hear more about that next week.
All right, Lacey, always good chat.
You too.
Oh, wait, open house.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so we're having our genealogy and local history open house from 10 to 1 this Saturday, which is December 7th.
Yes.
And December 7th.
Yes,
she said with authority.
It is December 7th.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's gorgeous. Renee Johnson has been working on the decorations all week. And what?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Looks like you had something pressing to say.
No,
yeah,
it's just smiling.
Every time I look up, there's another reef. There are more really cool Victorian decorations that she's been working on. So it's beautiful, and we're gonna have food, snacks, drinks. like a craft, a family history craft for free. Everything's free, the library, obviously. So 401 State Street this Saturday, December 7th, 10 to 1. Just drop in anytime, and I'll be there. We'll have the fireplace on, and it's going to be beautiful.
There we go. We'll see you there.
Yeah.